Hi guys, and welcome to the coaching page. My name is Scott Austin Martin. And if I'm going to make a statement out there that everybody probably needs to hear and needs to know about, that is we currently, like existing right now, we have the psychological technology to completely eradicate mental and emotional suffering. And pretty much across the board. I mean, except in aspects of like brain damage and developmental issues. And even then, we still have conditionings that could greatly enhance the quality of life. The coaching that you're going to be exposed to on this page, I coach from three major pillars. The first major pillar is the practice of presence. And I want to draw your attention to the other videos that are here. That's one of them. This is where we're learning how to come out of the story and how to actually be in our life that's incredibly proactive in almost every area of health and what it is that we want to accomplish in life. A second area of another pillar of coaching is the discharge, the dissolving, the downregulation of the autonomic nervous system, healing of trauma with somatic processing. With resolution, which almost always involves some choice of some point. And in here, we're going to talk a little bit about what it means that the body is keeping score and how when you can take the charge out of the body, no matter what the story is, it's just a story. It always was just a story. And what that means is that we truly have an enormous amount of modalities that we can utilize to rapidly shift the way that we feel. And what I love about that is that, especially in a first session, when somebody feels something different because we've processed something, even if it's minor, they feel something different. And they're like, whoa, that's new. What is that? Now we've got curiosity. With curiosity, we have motivation for transformation. The third pillar of coaching that I embark on with clients is strategic intervention. So strategy, strategic intervention, transformation, coaching. And we bring a lot of different modalities here. There's straight line leadership where we explore, how to bring power and velocity into creating what it is that you want, where we are able to truly do mindful inquiry on distinctions, like what's the difference between owning your life and being a victim? What's the difference between pleasing and serving? What's the difference between, committing and trying? These type of distinctions. And there's a bunch of them that truly give us an immediate choice that can very rapidly shift how we're showing up in life, as well as Tony Robbins, Chloe Madonna's material, Human Needs Psychology, where we now understand that in this metaphoric mindful inquiry that we can examine the 6 human needs that all of us have, all of us. The question is how do we get those needs filled? Because we're all going to get them filled. Do we get them filled negatively, neutrally, positively? If you fill 3 or more of these needs, even if it's negatively at a 7, 8 out of 10, then whatever that thought, that behavior, that activity is, it will become an addiction. So it becomes a very, very fruitful place for us to examine in order to see, okay, how am I doing this? And can I create some positive ways to examine this? So strategy becomes really important where, in couples, understanding the patterns of generational childhood and past relationship traumas, how that affects defensive mechanisms that are upregulated and the body's keeping score, and how that affects behavior in relationships and some very, very predictable patterns that we can throw up on a board and we can kind of examine, and then we can become allies against the patterns and not lost in that fight with a 300-pound gorilla kind of over and over and over again. Patterns like understanding the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, Gottman material, a husband and wife research team that took 3 decades with 3 longevity studies, and in hindsight could go back and say, okay, look, we now know what causes divorce with about a 94% accuracy because we can see these components and we understand what the cure for those are and how you actually put energy into a relationship. The science of relationships has absolutely blown up. The science of healing trauma with somatic techniques, we know how to facilitate shift and change. We understand in the triad of change of focus, language, and structure, which we will go into more depth in the coaching, that when you're stuck in one of these, focus, language, structure, if we can create movement in the other 2, you will get movement in that one. So enjoy the videos. Check out those topics that interest you most. I want to encourage you to reach out and schedule a deep dive session. What I guarantee is that by the end of an initial session, you're going to know what's possible. You're going to have a plan, and you're going to have a proactive view of what you're going to do next, what works, what's not working, and what's next. So welcome, take your time, look around, and can't wait to talk to you in the future. Take care, guys.